So I logged on to Facebook the other morning to look for discount bulk Legos on Marketplace in the area, and I did a standard bit of scrolling to see what else Facebook served up on my feed. One of my past acquaintances had posted an image. It was a certain type of image you're probably familiar with, one that makes you repress an urge to comment on how stupid it is, the type of image that makes a statement that, first, isn't true, and second, is framed as being deeply profound. Curious, I clicked on the page it had originated from, and that's when I found it.
No cheese, Gromit.
The holy grail of profound, shitty content, reality explorers. I found that people who subscribe to this page are actually paying a monthly fee to have access to it. Whoever runs the page is actually charging for this crap. Luckily, I could still screenshot the posts for your viewing pleasure. So, let's dive into this unparalleled vortex of shit, a mixture of vague, skeptic conspiracy bait paired with AI images. Exactly what I wanted to start my Saturday morning with. Enter reality explorers.
And they're certainly not showing any signs that they are slowing!
If Jesus were living today, mainstream media, local carpenter continues to spread disinformation deemed harmful by religious experts. Well, no. I think if Jesus were alive today and started performing miracles, he would go viral pretty much instantly. Christianity would be vindicated and the world would have to accept this new reality that Jesus is real. But maybe Reality Explorer has a more secular view of Jesus and thinks he was just a nice guy who wandered around and spoke wisdom, thus gaining a lot of followers. Well, if he were alive today, he could still do that and people would probably follow him if he was convincing, and if he was doing things that Jesus preached in the Bible, I don't think the religious experts would have much of anything to say about it. Of course, I don't think Reality Theorist has a secular view of Jesus. I think he means the real deal. Oh, and I have a feeling this isn't the first time we're going to be hearing about the oppression of the mainstream media. Moving on, keeping you in fear is a big business. Yeah, well, alarming content is certainly profitable for the same reasons that people slow down to look at a car crash, and yeah, a lot of scary shit does certainly happen in the world. Is this a coordinated effort? No. Next. Whenever I'm feeling down, I just remember that $1 trillion worth of propaganda didn't work on me. I also have the feeling that you consider anything you don't understand to be propaganda. Here's a thought. What if the propaganda machine is so sprawling, coordinated, and effective that it has used reverse psychology to make you create propaganda for it? Try that one on for size. Plants are not alternative medicine. They are the original. Yes, well, humans have taken a lot of things in the natural world and made them better. Lots of drugs are derived from plants. Penicillin comes from fungus. Sometimes plants synthesize things in them that have medical properties. Sometimes they create poison. Sometimes they create useless stuff. Next. A religious person will do what he is told, no matter what is right, whereas a spiritual person will do what is right, no matter what he is told. How does the spiritual person know that their beliefs are aligned with correct moral action? Does calling yourself spiritual now mean that you have unique access to tap into the moral order of the universe? Next. Football team loses. Government destroys your business, family, and health. Ah, yes. So we can infer here from the doctor and mask-wearing sheeple that Reality Explorer is probably big on COVID conspiracies. The implication here is that the purpose of football is to keep the sheeple distracted with gladiatorial combat, to distract them from the sinister workings of the medical industry that is eroding society. So does Reality Explorer think that COVID was made by the government to destroy families and businesses? That seems pretty bad for the economy. Or, maybe it's the vaccine doing the destroying. I don't care. First day of med school. A patient cured is a customer lost. Okay, look, I get people really hate the US healthcare system, and there are reasons for that, but in order for this to work, we have to presume that all medical treatment is only to perpetuate its own existence. Yeah, tell that to anyone who's recovered from cancer or a kid who can walk again after spinal surgery. But given the last image, I guess Reality Explorer thinks that diseases are being created just to charge people for the cure. Or I know, maybe the shitty food companies are conspiring with the medical industry to make adults eat poorly so they get diabetes and have to pay for insulin. Solved it. If news is fake, imagine history. Yes, very good point. And why stop there? For all we know, history was retroactively generated and didn't exist before a second ago. Okay, so Reality Explorer seems really big on that all media is a coordinated propaganda act. So it would be natural to extend this to history too. This conveniently allows not having to engage with any historical info, and this is great since history is full of stuff that would subvert literally anything he says. War is itself a form of madness. It's hardly a civilized pursuit. It's amazing how we spend so much time inventing devices to kill each other, and so little time working on how to achieve peace. Alright, Explorer, here's the deal. I take beef with this one for much the same reason I hate the song Imagine by John Lennon. It's actually not so easy to imagine a world with no religion, no countries, no possessions, no greed or hunger, with everyone sharing the world. And why is that? Well, it's tough to imagine that because of the way that people are. But you know how we could fix this? By using vaccines to microchip everyone and subvert all human nature so they behave entirely docile like sheeple. But you wouldn't want that, would you? Trust the science is the most anti-science statement ever. Questioning science is how you do science. Yeah, well, scientists do that, and I don't think you could ever get that far since, as you already think history is propaganda, presumably most of science also is. You might find it hard getting past the hurdle of learning theories or coming up with a falsifiable claim, instead of just spewing random bullshit with no evidence on the internet. Oh, perfect, and this next one just proves my point. There is a reason why traditional education teaches you nothing about financial education, because the system is designed to keep you in the same place. Well, I don't know about you, Reality Explorer, but both economics and personal finance were taught in my school. Maybe you just weren't paying attention or were thinking, when am I ever going to use this? Newsflash, asshole. If the government wanted the stock market to be hidden knowledge, you wouldn't be able to buy and trade stocks on your fucking phone. I don't know if you know this, but if the economy is thriving and the public is investing and buying stuff, it's good for the government. What incentive would there be for them to do this? If you can't tell by now that society is being programmed, then you've been perfectly programmed. Maybe the idea of societal programming is reassuring to him because it gives reality some kind of framework, instead of the more sobering reality that governments and societies do things often with no clear unifying directive or purpose. This does clarify his earlier perspective, though. The propaganda engine, which rewrites history, current reality, and science, is all done to program society towards an ultimate goal, which I'm guessing is total control over everyone's brains, but that's just a guess. Don't be too impressed by college degrees anymore. Graduates are no longer the most educated, just the most indoctrinated. Oh, perfect. Now you don't have to pursue any higher education where your big brain scientific theories might be tested because they're all indoctrination camps. I'm not particularly fond of people who fly in private jets to a meeting where they discuss how to take away my car and feed me bugs, but that's just me. I'm glad you found an outlet to direct your anger at people who don't exist instead of real people. I spread missing information. I'm not even going to say anything about this. As soon as you are born, you're given a name, a religion, a nationality, and a race. You spend the rest of your life defending a fictional identity. Yeah, so of the 4 things mentioned here, you can change 3 of them. And as for the last one, race, well, you can call yourself any race you want. People might just get mad or confused. What your parents decided to call you, where you live, what you believe in, and your heritage, these are just things about a person. What do you mean, fictional identity?
This has gone far enough. Quite right, sir. Stop the boat.